Wolves, second bottom, I think, courtesy results. Manchester City, absolutely flying. As I think Rebecca asked you and Tim today, routine win, and both you went, yeah, routine win. And I had to sit there with my coffee and dunking my chocolate biscuit going, it's not routine, mate. It just won't be routine. The Premier League doesn't do routine. And so it proved. Wolves got themselves a great opener, counter-attack. Strand Larson with a lovely finish from a Semedo ball. Guardiola gets himself a lovely strike to get the goal. And then we have a bit of drama last minute again. That man, John Stone, how important he's been over the years with huge moments. We've seen it against Arsenal. We've seen him a couple of times in Liverpool, whether he's scoring goals or stopping goals. And the champions get it done, mate. It wasn't a stellar day. Wolves had a plan that was working quite well, and you could certainly see what they were trying to do. Yep. But isn't it a day when champions do what champions do?
That's the cliche, and it's hard to argue with that, Rob, when they score late like that.
Yeah.
But I got to say, they didn't look like it was going to happen. I said to the guys in the studio, they're dropping points here. They don't look like scoring. And they had a few shots from distance. And, of course, Guardiola's goal was a great goal. But I just thought they lacked the zip. They lacked the determination. They lacked what I call the desperation to win. And we often see that with City. And I know, and by the way, we've seen this before. We've seen this before where the first half of the season, they're not at their best. And then they go on this crazy run after into February, March and April and everything else. But so I thought it was a typical...
When you say that, Rob, though, I mean, their possession is incredible again. Their passing, you just didn't feel it was it was just that edge. I mean, Haaland had an off day. Craig Dawson, I don't know what, has got a little bit of something over him. Last season did the same in the 2-1 win at Molineux. He kind of physicals him a bit, Rob. He gets across where he wants to run. He calls him, we saw lots of shots of frustrated Haaland. There was one or two, Bernardo Silva had shots blocked. Keepers made a couple of great saves. But, I mean, it wasn't that they weren't playing like... Let's go to Arsenal. I didn't think Arsenal played particularly well in their defeat at Bournemouth. I didn't think City played that poorly. I just didn't think they looked quite as sharp.
No, that's right. And I thought they missed De Bruyne. That sort of game you need your clever kind of assisting players. But there's no question. The goal came and the celebration was funny, Rob. And just to talk through that goal again, because gosh, it happened real late. We bang in the studio. We're like,
95, 90 plus 5.
And of course, Bernardo Silva is right next to the goalkeeper, which happens many, many times. And when you see him there, you're like, he's in an offside position, and you're like, well, is he affecting the goalkeeper? And the first run through, I'm like, well, yeah, look, he's kind of backing in. He's stopping the goalkeeper to get to where he wants to get. Forgetting briefly that it's a corner. So he wasn't actually offside. He's not onside until the header comes in. And at that point, he moved away from the goalkeeper because the offside was given at the start, wasn't it? And then VAR said, well, actually, he wasn't.
That's why VAR went to have a look at it.
Yeah, and they come to the right decision. But it's kind of subtle. And when you... There's jostling all the time from a corner kick, so that was fine. The first bit was fine. It's when the header comes in towards goal, he backs away from the goalkeeper. He's not affecting play, so it was a good decision. And by the way,
well, it's interesting. It's what City do with one man, because we've seen it. It's what Arsenal were doing with Ben White. It's like get close to the goalkeeper, instigate some kind of contact, and then the moment the ball's kicked, get yourself away and don't be in the line of sight.
Yeah.
Don't be in the line of sight. And because of that, it stands as a goal. Now, I do hear the argument about, like, Bernardo Silva does back in a little bit to put him, not say put him off, to give him something else to think about. And that's something that VAR and the FA are either going to have to look at and decide that if that happens, we're either going to say it's a foul and he's affecting the goalkeeper's ability to play the ball, or we're just going to let that go. Because at the moment, Rob, it's a bit 50-50. You don't know which way that call's going to go.
Yeah, and I think Tim said it, and I think Tim's used to in his career, he said, the coach has said to me, just get him out of the way. Physical. Yeah. Bump him out of the way. There's going to be that physicality. And that was one of those situations.
Contact,
the key bit is when the ball was headed, he was out of the way.
When the ball was headed, he was out of the way. It didn't affect the goalkeeper.
It didn't affect
No, it didn't affect the goalkeeper.
Just one thing to add, Robin, and, we do our underappreciated, and I have one in this game. And, this really does go into the category of underappreciated. Jose Sarr, the Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper, was into the team today. Sam Johnson had a muscle injury and Jose Sarr was back in. And I thought, for a guy that's been out for the last few weeks, I think Sarr started the first 2 league games and then he was out for Sam Johnson, a new signing that came in, taking his position. Yeah. And the sharpness of Jose Sarr to come back in and make 3 or 4 of those low hand, the ball comes through bodies, very athletic, very sharp, very quick. Fair play to Jose Sarr.
I remember one in the first half, the Gundogan one was incredible.
So, underappreciated by the club, Rob. Do they need Sam Johnston? I didn't think of Jose Sarr last year as being a weak goalkeeper. So I just wanted to give him a bit of love and has he been a bit underappreciated by the manager and the club? That somebody else had come in that I don't know whether he's any better, Sam Johnson. Than...
Well, Gary O'Neill said there's no number one. They're both fine positions. So based off that, mate, that I would say that. Well, Jose Sarr should be playing the next game.
Absolutely.
And if he isn't, we're down the Ramsdale and Raya thing again. One is number one and one's second fiddle. So, it's a good shout. But I just felt it was City, mate. Again, the reason why at the start of the season, and we asked about the team, it's a reason why whatever cliche you have, they find a way, mate, and they get it done and they get the 3 points when others haven't. And that's what makes them the team that they are.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.